Live from the Nosebleeds. It's your boy, the franchise. You already know it's your boy, General Manager Pothead. If we in the building, shit, talk your shit.
Man, I'm still thinking about the Monday night, man. The straight edge versus the pothead,
Straight
aka
edge versus the pothead. You silly as hell, man.
CM Punk versus Finn Balor in
He must have
Belfast.
been high when he lost that match.
Man,
He had to have been high.
that
Sad thing
was
is, motherfuckers always blaming it on the weed. Don't blame the Zai, because your feet wasn't heavy when you hit the coup de grace. Don't blame the Zai.
man, man. I guess that's a public service announcement. Straight edge. They reign supreme over the pothead.
And that match basically was telling us that the sober motherfucker is better than the high motherfucker when the bell rang. For real, but I totally, all bullshit aside, I feel like Finn should have won that match though.
Man, that's why I was reminiscing on it, man. I was like, damn, bro, they played with our emotions. They had it
Yeah,
in
man.
They had it in Belfast, Finn's home backyard, damn near his hometown.
Man, they
AKA
took it.
Ballard,
They
Ballard
took it to
country.
Ireland, man.
Man, one mistake they made though, I felt they should have brought back the demon gimmick. If it was an appropriate time to bring back the demon gimmick, it could have been that time.
Bringing back the demon's not a bad idea, but I totally don't feel like. Well, how can I put it? Bring back the demon's not a bad idea, but if they'd have brought back the demon, he still would have lost. And it's like, what's the sake of the demon? What's the good of the demon? What's
Right.
the demon good for? You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you. But I ain't gonna lie, I just feel like, I'm still baffled on how CM Punk won. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, he won. I acknowledge it, but I ain't gonna lie, man. I just felt like they could at least tease this WrestleMania season. Like, what if
Yeah.
Finn fucked around and won the title, man? Like that would have been a whole storyteller, man.
Nah, you right. I mean, every time CM Punk has a championship match, the board of directors and himself has to convince us that he's, good enough to win every time.
Right? Nah, you
You
right,
know.
man. But I ain't gonna lie, I was just thinking. Well, oh yeah, and another thing about the show that tripped me out. The way Finn was looking back. I think people started peeping that, after the show, the way he was looking back, he was wondering where is the Judgment Day.
I mean, shit. I was kind of looking at it like he took a whole babyface toll when he, came out with his original theme music.
Yeah, yeah, but hey, I don't know. I don't know what they trying to do with this, but it's looking good. Looking like they gonna be cooking with something.
Yeah,
They
he
got
don't need the Judgment Day, but it's like if he becomes you know, a babyface, then is it gonna work out in his favor?
yeah. I mean, your guess is good as mine. I feel like I ain't gonna lie. I feel like at this point they slowly gonna break up the Judgment Day at this point. Cause I,
I
cause I,
mean, shit. They
cause
might
I,
not break up the Judgment Day, bro. They might just kick Finn out.
yeah. I mean, hey, if people forget Liv Morgan's promo she cut during the Rhea Ripley feud, she said she was going to tear apart the Judgment Day from within. So she took Dominic away from Rhea. Now she taking the whole Judgment Day away.
I mean, hey, whatever works, man. As long as Big Sexy Raquel Rodriguez wins that women's championship, I don't give a damn. As long as little Pop Rocks Roxanne Perez win that championship, them tag titles with Liv, I don't give a damn. It's obvious Finn ain't gonna have no success, and all the success is gonna be with Dominic. So, they let Finn go to AAA and win that AAA Mega Championship. Now we saying something.
Nah, for real. I forgot Dominic still got the IC title, right?
At this point, I believe so. Who
Nah,
else got
nah,
it? You know what I mean?
nah. Damn, that's a trip. What's up? What's up with these niggas that put the belt up, man? I'm like, you got Stephanie Volcare with her broken ankle. She ain't defended the belt. You got Dominic, who's injured. He ain't defended the belt. You got Jade Cargill sitting ringside looking at Jordan Grace ain't defending the belt. I mean, what's going on in the streets with people WWE not defending these belts?
Well, I know Tony Schiavone, delightfully said that they don't pay no attention to WWE, but obviously WWE pays attention to AEW because AEW the only wrestling company I know that let their champions be injured and not vacate the titles. Hell, sometimes they'll even create that interim championship,
Yeah, not for
you
real.
know. And
I
WWE
mean,
might be tired of vacating championships at this point.
mm,
They just had a vacated world title.
hey, you got a point. I
Can't
mean,
forget that.
yeah, no, that's
And
not
they
that's a
tried to
great
do a
point.
daily game tournament as well.
No, that's a great point.
They tried to
That's a
take
great
it back.
That's a great point. I think for storyline purposes, yeah, I think they just tired of taking the title off and say like, damn, we just put the title on so and so. Now they injured. Now we gotta rechange 6 months worth of storyline like one
Yeah,
day.
man, they done vacated a lot of championships over the years, especially the world title,
Hmm.
especially the women's title. You know,
Speaking of women's
Trinity
titles,
Trinity got pregnant and vacated the championship. Isn't that how Stephanie won in the first place?
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's probably the only reason why she really won, in my view.
So, the proof's in the pudding. It's
Uh,
easy to win them championships, but it's hard to keep them.
Matter of fact, speaking of hard to keep them, I mean, Becky Lynch, Becky Two Belts, aka what is she like the two
Why would you
time?
call her Becky Two Belts? That bitch only got one belt, and the
She
belt that's around her waist to hold her pants up.
hey, that used to be her nickname, Becky
For
Two
real, that,
Belts.
that brown belt that's hanging in her closet.
Hey, she got the IC title back from Maxine Dupree, man.
I mean, speaking of Maxine Dupree, your girl got mollywopped by
Yeah,
Natty.
yeah, got her ass whipped by Natty. But I wasn't surprised though, man. I feel like it was straight blasphemy the way Maxine Dupree was rolling, man. I mean, how you win the IC title after being trained by Natty, but you don't give Natty a title shot? I think that was real. I think that was. Hey, I don't blame Natty. I
That
really
was
don't
deep.
blame.
That was
I,
deep. I mean, I kind of looked at it like shit. From my point of view, Natty looked at it like, how the hell you win the IC title from my training and lose it?
my view, I felt like she didn't give her a title shot. She should have been first in line to get a title shot. You know what
I
I
mean, it
mean?
could be both, but when you got Becky breathing down her neck, how the hell is that going to happen?
Hey, I just felt she probably should have gave Natty her title shot first, and she wouldn't be getting her ass whipped by Natty next week.
Nah,
That's
man,
all.
I think Natty was just waiting on the perfect time to get her.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm happy to see Natty do the heel turn, man. I feel like they've been teasing her indie presence, man. Her indie presence, it's like a legend now. It's like the way she be rolling the indies, like GCW and all them. Shout out to GCW.
Yeah,
The way
that's in
she
the
been,
indies. Hopefully it works out for her in WWE because she got to make that shit work in WWE. And from what I'm hearing, they might let her, pull a heel turn and be more aggressive like she's been in the indies. But at the same time, we'll have to wait and see. She might join up with the Alpha, Academy or whatever the not the Alpha Academy, but the other squad. I forget their names, man. They used to roll with, with the homie Shorty G.
you talking about Chad Gable?
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
I still call him Shorty G. Vinnie Mac call him Shorty G. I call him Shorty G.
Another thing I was thinking about with the Natty Maxine thing, it was like a female version of Rocky 3. You know what I mean? It was like,
Yeah,
that Natty was like Apollo Creed and all that training for Maxine. She probably told her, yo, you owe me a favor, but she never repaid the favor. So she just had to remind her, like, you forgot to give me that favor. Now, you got to pay the price.
it comes, man. What about AJ Styles and Gunther, man?
Man, speaking of paying the price, man,
What
AJ,
about
so,
AJ Styles, man, and Gunther, man? AJ talking about he putting his career up, man.
you know what? I'm gonna just predict it now. Gunther's gonna retire AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble.
Oh man, you would be a party pooper, man.
Nah,
You
man, that's
you
what it.
sat here and engaged about fucking Becky and the other bitch for 48 minutes. And you ain't even want to pay no homage to AJ Styles and Gunther. Look here, man. AJ Styles is a legend. He's a phenomenal one. The greatest of all time, one of the best. The Shawn Michaels of our era, even better. The wrestler of the decade. And you gonna tell me this big nose fucker is about to retire the phenomenal one, AJ Styles?
Hey, man. Hey, if you look at it, it's an ominous sign, man. The
You
Royal
can't forget
Rumble.
this big nose fucker tapped out like a little bitch.
Hey, you gotta think about the omen here, big bro. You gotta think about the omen.
That's what they want to put in our face to,
Ten
cover up
years,
the man. They just
10,
trying to cover up a situation, man.
10 years ago, 10 years ago was the Royal Rumble, and AJ Styles made his debut.
Yeah, and they trying to blind us with that. We know that happened. That's
Yeah,
true.
man.
This is
Yeah,
facts.
yeah,
2016. I never forget.
yeah,
But the fact of the matter is we'll have to wait and see because man, ain't no way AJ Styles retired at the Royal Rumble. What's the middle of WrestleMania season, man?
nah, man. I think it's gonna happen, man. I feel like I mean, if they ain't putting Gunther in the world title picture, what type of buzz does he need to go into WrestleMania?
I mean, the
He,
nigga is gonna be in the Rumble still,
I mean, I think he the legend killer, man. He the new legend killer.
and you don't got to think that's what they calling him.
He is.
So it's like, where does that even leave Randy Orton if that was his name? Now they calling this dude the career ender, the legend killer, and all that bullshit. I mean, I could respect it. I see where they coming from with it, but technically, let's just be realistic. He didn't retire Goldberg. Goldberg was going to retire anyway. He didn't retire John Cena. John Cena was going to retire anyway. And AJ Styles, he's only going to be able to say he retired him because AJ chose to put his career on the line in this wrestling match.
Hey, but hey, they all. But what was the common denominator? The ring general. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you want to go out on your shield. You want to go out with some dignity. You know what I mean? They picked the ring general for that duty. You know what I'm saying? Everybody.
Shit.
Everybody else would have been crying like Shawn Michaels, man, talking about I'm sorry, I love you. You know what I mean? You need a ring general with no heart. You know what I'm saying?
You and this damn ring general. I mean, you do need a ring general with
We,
no heart. I ain't gonna say general. I ain't from over there. You do need a ring general that's heartless. You do need a heartless heel that doesn't have a championship that's have a high stature in the game. I get that.
we
But when
seen we see
Femi come around, I don't want to hear that shit.
we seen too many retirement matches, man, that
Brock
made us cry.
Lesnar come
That
around, I don't want to hear that shit.
we see too many retirement matches that made us cry with sympathy, man. Like that Roman Reigns Undertaker joining WrestleMania, man. That almost ruined it for me, man. That made me that made made me too emotional. You know what I'm saying?
Get the
Made
fuck out of here, man.
made me too emotional.
He said that shit ruined it for me. I'm like, no, man. He came back and beat AJ in the the bone yard match, man. He rekindled that shit. He made amends. You know what I'm saying? What got me is when Sting won the titles and retired. That's what got me. I was like, oh my gosh, he just won the tag titles. He can't even defend them. This is bullshit.
You know what I mean? But as far as WWE retirements go, no more emotional retirement matches. Then we had the Shawn Michaels, crying before the super kick. Sorry, I love
Oh
you. You know what I'm
man,
saying? They tired of
I'm about
emotional
to.
retirements, man. You need
I'm not
them heart.
about to sit here on that, man. You predicted AJ Styles gonna get retired by Gunther. We gonna see, man. We got my boy, what I'm saying, Javon Evans, man.
Man, prayers up to Javon Evans, man.
The young OG, man, caught an injury, man.
Hey, you predicted it, man. I think the last episode I was listening to, man. One of the last episodes I was listening to with us, man. You was talking about Javon Evans doing them crazy ass moves, man. You gonna fuck around, fuck up his shoulder.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's awesome, but it's like when your whole wrestling style, you're relying on the ropes and the turnbuckles. You're relying
Mm-hmm.
on being bouncy, like to call it. They like to say he's bouncy. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He likes to rely on his bounces and his hops. You know what I'm saying? You might as well be a basketball player or something. You feel me? Like, let me give you an example on how to really do it. If you trying to have longevity, you got AEW Zone from the Death Riders. You got Pac. Pac had an injury. You know what I'm saying? So he's not focusing on his high flying range as he used to. He still does it, but that's not his primary go to as a wrestler now. He's more of a grappler and a strapper, more of a grappler and a striker now. And he
Right.
focuses more on his submission tactics now. So it's like he's more on his mat game than his high flying game ever. And he can still do his high flying game, but he focuses more on his mat game. That way he doesn't have to worry about re injuring his old injury or receiving any new ones. And
Right.
Javon Evans, he's a young OG, but he should take some of that advice. But at the same time, it could take away from his brand and his stock because that's what he's known to do.
Right, right. Hey, some of the, like you said, some of the great athletes, they able to evolve their game.
Yeah.
Like you just described, Pac, he was able to evolve his game. Even Randy Orton, he had shoulder injuries in the past. He was able to evolve his move set, evolve his game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Yeah,
I
Arn
mean?
Anderson told him he ain't got no business jumping off the turnbuckle.
Hey, for real. Even Steve Austin, man, he was stunning. Steve Austin, he was one of them technical 5-star type athletes, man. That was rumbling with Ricky Steamboat. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Bret the Hitman Hart. Then he had to adapt his game due to injuries. So I think the great ones, hopefully, I pray, prayers up for Javon Evans. Through
Yeah,
his,
man. He
through his
doing
recovery.
RKOs. He's doing RKOs from the turnbuckle. Like the last time I seen him do it, when he did it, I felt like he took more of the pain than who he was giving that move to.
Nah, facts. Nah, that's for real.
Right? That move was insane. It was awesome. But I'm like, boy, he gonna feel that later.
Mhm. Speaking of
No.
uh speaking of injury returns, man, I'm really excited about Jacob Fatu and where he's going, man. Like for real.
Yeah.
Just watching him on SmackDown right now, as soon as he come back, he's immediately a main eventer, man. Like he going at it with Drew McIntyre. He want to
And
smoke.
bad
He want
Cody.
to smoke. He want to smoke with Cody. You know what I mean? I think it's big ups for your boy Jacob Fatu moving forward, man. I was just watching a little bit of SmackDown highlights the other day, seeing how
Yeah,
he
it's
was.
looking good.
Yeah, man, immediately rumbling, immediately getting the rumbling. I
Yeah,
want.
it's looking good for Jacob.
Yeah, man. I feel like the Royal Rumble's gonna look real interesting this year. I'm like with Cody declaring his entry in the Royal Rumble. Jacob's gonna be up in there,
Oh, you know it. No doubt.
no doubt. And Randy Orton's gonna be up in there. People forgetting about Randy Orton too.
But we got a stacked rumble this year, man. I don't know everybody that's gonna be in it, but I got predictions of who's gonna be in it. You got my boy Trick Willie. You know he gonna be in it. You got Roman Reigns. You know he gonna be in it. You
That's
got
trick.
people saying Will Hobbs might pop up. You got people saying Zilla Fatu could pop up. You know what I'm saying? You know Matt Cardona gonna be in it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
You just
We got people saying LA Knight could pop up.
Yeah, you just mentioned Obafemi. Obafemi might pop up in
Oh, that's definitely I definitely can see that. Hell, Oba might win.
there. You said Oba might win.
Oba might win, man. I don't think Roman taking it no more. I don't think Braun Breaker taking it no more. I want to say Jacob gonna take it, but if Jacob will be in a three-way situation at WrestleMania with Cody and Drew, then he might not even need to win at all.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Great,
so
great, great point. You got a great point. I ain't gonna lie, I'm still going with my Royal Rumble prediction.
oh man, look, man, we don't want to end a great show so early. I mean, let's keep on rolling. Let's keep the ball rolling. Deion Slater and
Yes.
Carmelo Hayes.
Man, I know. I'm gonna let you talk about this match. I'm gonna let you give insight to how you feel about this match, and I feel like you was already saying this is one of the matches of the year.
Man, it's definitely already a match of the year candidate for me. Like, soon as they locked up, soon as the bell rung, these guys' chemistry was just um, un, I don't even, I can't even describe their chemistry. I can't describe their formula. I just know the moves, the lockups, the reverses after the reverses, the sequences. Like, these guys was wrestling like they used to wrestle as little kids. Like they was giving me Hardy Boy vibes. Like, they was really wrestling like they knew each other. Like they knew each other's every single move, and Leon Slater, the X Division champion, it was kind of hard to see him lose that match. As big as a Carmelo Hayes fan that I am, it was kind of hard to see Leon lose that match because Leon had him beat so many times. And truthfully told, I think Leon would have won if the booking was in a different favor.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got matches at that high caliber to where, Carmelo can make Leon look good and Leon can make Carmelo look good and still win the match, that's really it's a good take on both sides because yeah, I'm gonna say it. They both got this Shawn Michaels element going on. We already know Carmelo Hayes is a Shawn Michaels Triple H guy. We already know Leon Slater is the current new Shawn Michaels guy. There's no doubt he'll be in NXT, WWE soon as he loses that belt or his contract. And we know Leon Slater's going to WWE. There's no question. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think they care about him learning the WWE formula because the way he wrestles, it would fuck up his whole formula if he changed it. Just like we were just saying about Javon. So,
Right.
Carmelo Hayes, and Leon Slater undoubtedly put on a fucking performance. Like how can I put it? They put on a clinic as well as a high stake performance for the United States Championship, and it gave me a different feel for the United States Championship because, respectfully, as a black man, I can't recall seeing two black men compete for the United States Championship at this caliber. You got one dude that's already the TNA X Division champion, and you got Carmelo Hayes, the current U.S. champion. So it was really champion versus champion.
Right.
Only thing that didn't make it more of a spectacle that it was title versus title. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like it should have been a bigger situation. Like that shit, it should have been taken way more serious than it was. But at the
Right.
same time, I believe the two wrestlers took it serious enough to make the front office take it serious. I'm pretty sure when they went back to the gorilla position, it was standing ovations. I'm pretty sure guys was impressed because I was impressed. You know what I mean? Like I was impressed hands down. I wanted to yell, I wanted to holler. I did standing ovations. I was clapping after moves in certain sequences. It was like they were on fire, and they was letting it be known that I'm him, like Carmelo say, and Leon was like wrestling like he was him. Like, look here, I'm him. He even did the little, signal with his fingers, like, look, I was this close, inches away from winning. You know what I'm saying? So then after the match, Carmelo Hayes had to salute the kid, give the 21-year-old X Division champion Leon Slater his flowers because he was just that good. Excuse
Facts.
me, he was good enough to almost win the match.
Facts.
So
I was about to say, speaking of salute, I give a big salute to TNA, man. They
yeah,
they they successful AMC debut. I think it was too heavy criticism on it for a
yeah.
debut
What
episode.
culture? I think what culture, if I'm not mistaken, was really really down in the episode, saying it was a horrible episode. If I'm not mistaken, I wonder. I think Ango even was saying it wasn't that good neither. If I'm not mistaken, but it was like you said, it was definitely heavy criticism on their debut show.
Yeah, and I feel like come on, it was one with the Mace on it is what it is. Be saying one of them come on my nigga moments. It was like
Man,
come
come on, bro. Let's be for real. Let's be serious, man. You can't be serious right now. You for real? You know what I mean? Like that's
on.
bullshit, man. Like
Yeah, man, you act like they got like $1 million budget in like one day from this AMC deal. They got it's like literally the first debut episode. You know
I
what
mean,
I'm
for their pay
saying?
per view to have be right around the corner,
Yeah, man.
So I think it worked out for them, in my opinion. I
Yeah,
think it was a damn good show, and I think they're gonna have even better shows.
nah, I think so too. It's only the up and up. Speaking of up and up, you sent me some
Congratulations
stuff.
also to Mike Santana for becoming two-time TNA champion.
Yeah, man. Big salute to Mike
Spin the
Santana,
block,
man.
baby.
Spin the block. Speaking of spin the block, you sent me some news earlier that I was like, "Ooh, I wonder if this is true. Really, really, really true." Your boy
Interesting.
West Side Guns, Griselda. You
Oh
think
my gosh.
they
Go ahead
they
and speak on that.
they made a bid? He made a bid about acquiring TNA.
I mean, this man is financially stable. He's one of them rap dudes that really didn't get rich off rap. He got rich off fashion and other things. He also got big money off hip hop. Don't get me wrong, but the dude is financially stable enough to do it. He has his own wrestling organization. He's part owner of another wrestling organization. Like he owns Fourth Rope, that's his shit, along with Smoke
Mm-hmm.
Dizzy and a few others. And he's part owner of Hog Wrestling, from the last I
Mm-hmm.
heard, with Master P and the original owner of the company. So he's already like wrestling fond, you know what I mean? Like he's already fond of the sport. He's already savvy, you know what I mean? He already got his own organization. So I mean, it could happen. I ain't gonna say I can see it happening because they just got this new deal. So
Mm-hmm.
I think before this new deal with AMC, he probably could have made something shake. But now that they got this new deal, I don't think it could happen. But that's just my opinion. But I'm not gonna say it can't happen. In my opinion, I don't think it can happen. But overall, logically, it can happen. Anything
Yeah.
can fucking happen. Basically, that's what I'm trying to get at. But in my opinion, I don't see it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. In the wrestling world, we always make that quote, everybody got a price, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, shit. I mean,
I
I
don't
think he doing that just to spit in WWE's face. Like, look, y'all ain't want me at the show. Now I own the company that y'all got a partnership with. That's what I think he on.
yeah,
He trying to play
yeah.
chess, not checkers, man. And if he pull that off, that's definitely checkmate.
Nah, that's how I felt for real. I thought it was definitely a checkmate move. Like he was letting there be know, like, hey man, like you didn't want me in your circle, I can buy the circle around you. You know what I'm saying? So I think it would be a great possibility. Like in we speak in hypothetical world, like
Yeah,
him acquiring TNA, the buzz that will garner,
yeah,
man,
that'd be some shit.
and the fact that he already got like a wrestling connection, immediate connection to the indie circuit, being
Mm-hmm.
what you describe as fourth rope and hog wrestling, like man,
Yeah.
some of the top indie wrestlers has gone through hog and fourth rope, so
Hey,
that.
Zillify too hold championships in both companies, or has held championships in both companies. I know that for a fact.
Hmm.
He's been
Hmm.
world champion in both companies.
Right, and he's appeared in TNA, so
Definitely.
hey, I definitely will be with that, like for real, for real.
Hmm. I mean, it's definitely a possibility. Like I said, I can't lie, I can't see it, but it's definitely a possibility.
Nah, for real, fam. I'm
Now,
still,
shit. My
I'm
bad. Go
still.
ahead. I apologize.
Oh, you good? You all gravy? You made me still reminisce about Leon Slater and Carmelo Hayes. I thought AEW kind of did that with the main event. I saw on Dynamite, not too long ago. Your boy Swerve Strickland and your boy Kevin Knight. You know what I'm saying? I felt it was kind of like a little, almost like a tit for tat between WWE and AEW. But I loved it. Loved every minute of
I felt the same way in a way. I'm not going to say like I wholeheartedly felt that way. What kind of confused me was the fact that why was the match main event? I mean, I love Swerve. Swerve is a main event wrestler, but Kevin Knight is not a main event wrestler. So why was this the main event? And I
it.
know
Well,
you got people that will probably hold on, give me a second. I
okay,
ain't mean
go
to
ahead.
cut you off, but I know you probably
Okay.
got people that listen to this and be like, "Well, shit, you just spoke of being a black man and being happy to see Carmelo Hayes and Leon Slater." It ain't that at all. If people think back to SmackDown, that wasn't the main event on SmackDown. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you look at that, like you said, they definitely probably tried to up one, by making it the main event. But being that Kevin that got the trios championships and title, you know what I'm saying, and then your boy Swerve is a former AEW champion. I guess they feel like that made it make sense in a way, but I just didn't feel like that match should have been the main event. I
Right.
ain't gonna lie, it was definitely a damn good match, but I don't think it should have been the main event. I'm gonna just be real.
Right. I think, in my view, I think AEW in the booking sense, they'll probably capitalize on the fact that, like, hey, we got a nigga Kevin Knight. He literally just pinned Powerhouse Hobbs to
Yeah,
win
but
the
you
trios
you got
joint.
Kenny Omega being mid card.
I mean, hey, Kenny on that on that ranking system right now. He trying to beat the top dogs in the ranking system right now. You put away your boy the walking weapon.
Hey,
On Wednesday.
respectfully, I just feel like that match with him and the Walking Weapon should have been the main event.
Hey, I don't. Hey,
That's what I'm saying. I think Kenny and Josh, those are two former world heavyweight champions. That made more sense. Hell,
right,
Josh is a current. champion right now, unless he lost it, he's the Maple Leaf World Champion. But they don't acknowledge that title in AEW. But that's a world heavyweight champion, former world heavyweight champion in TNA, main event caliber wrestler. Kenny Omega, former multi-time world heavyweight champion all over the world, main event caliber wrestler. Like that was more main. That would have been more the main event to me. Like
Yeah,
you said, they possibly was trying to go tit for tat with WWE for doing that. Not to
right.
mention, the rumor is Triple H is trying to give black wrestlers a bigger buzz or a bigger push, not a buzz. Let me rephrase that: a bigger push this year. And I'm like, don't do that because of the critics. Let these wrestlers, saying pick they make their bones for themselves. You know what I mean?
Right,
Don't just give it to them because of the color of their skin. Let them earn it because I feel like it ain't about black or white. It's about green. These guys show up to work to make money and they have a passion to embrace. You know what I'm saying? They're either gonna be world champions or they're gonna get paychecks. Either way it go, they at work. You know what I mean? And it shouldn't be a color thing because everybody's a good wrestler. Everybody's successful. Everybody should have their time to shine. But unfortunately, in this business, it don't work like that. You know
right,
what I'm saying? So it's like don't make the focus on the black man. Then you got all the wrestlers that's Caucasian and Spanish or what have you feel you know underutilized because now you give them black privilege. You know what I
right,
mean? You've
right,
already did that with Jade. You've already done that with the New Day. You've already done that with the Street Profits. You already did it when Bobby Lashley was there. You already did it with Big E. You're currently doing it with Carmelo Hayes. You're doing it with Trick Williams. You're doing it with Javon. You're doing it with Obafemi. You're doing it with Ricky Stanks. You feel me? Those are a lot of African American wrestlers right now that are very successful under the WWE watch. You know
mhm,
what I mean? So it's like, what more do you really, really have to do to prove to? Oh, you want to prove it to the black audience? Because there's no such thing as the black audience in pro wrestling. You have wrestling audience, the fans. We're fans, no
right,
matter the color of our skin. So I just feel like that right there is kind of like, it's not going to be really effective because if he do it, then we're going to notice it and we're going to see it, and it's going to make us go change it. Click the channel and watch something else. Primarily
right.
AEW.
Right. But I ain't gonna lie, to play devil's advocate with that too. I feel like I think they were trying to tell a story with your boy MJF. He was in the skybox, watching on with champagne in his hand. He had
Mm-hmm.
he had the baddie standing right next to him, ready to pour him another drink.
Mm-hmm.
It was that perspective of like, okay, let me go ahead and let me watch Swerve Strickland because this is one of the top dogs that that's gunning for my world heavyweight championship. Let me
Right.
let me study him a little bit more while I relax and sip my champagne. But at the same time, he started noticing the Kevin Knight. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Knight was, giving it to that boy. He looking at him like, he could be possibly a future main eventer. The way he gave, Bandino props. He's like, hey, so, some of these tag team wrestlers, they starting to, come up on the upper echelons of like, touching the main event scene. So I think it was a
Mm-hmm.
little. So I think it was. I think yeah. Kenny probably should have had the main event slot, but I felt like it was a win-win situation because yeah, you establishing the main event scene of like MJF looking at his prospects, and then you got Kevin Knight,
I mean,
who
shit, you had Kenny Omega watching the I mean, you had MJF watching the Kenny Omega match backstage.
hmm
Not to cut you off.
hmm Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. And it was, I think it told even a bigger story. Like, hey, he was sitting backstage watching Kenny, but he had to go to the skybox to personally watch.
You and this skybox shit.
Hey, that was AEW storytelling, man. Why would they have the man in the skybox? Like you just said it. Like, why would he just be standing backstage watching Omega? Like if
Hey
he didn't,
man, hey, I would
if he.
also, hey, not to cut you off, but I feel like we need to touch up on Trey Miguel from the Rascals.
Mm,
No, you heard about that. Speak on it.
yeah, man. Ultimately, it wasn't an AEW decision. It was a Warner Brothers decision. You know what I mean? And any press with Warner Brothers right now, they just got this Netflix deal. They trying to hurry up and chop up fully. So I think any type of publicity, they they were scared of that bad press. And, it was kind of rumors going around like, hey, well, what's the deal? How come you wasn't rolling with the Rascals? You know what I'm saying? He's one of the established,
Hey man, when they
members.
came out, man, did you see them come out? They came out hot in the motherfucker, boy. I thought that shit was a good look for the wrestlers, man. They made like I thought it was strange when I only seen three of them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? When I first seen it, I was like, "Where the fourth one? Where's Drake?" But they played it off so well with that high segment, made
yeah,
me forget all about that shit. Then after that, right after that, it was all over the place.
yeah. Yeah, I think naturally, that's how people felt. Like, how you was felt. Like, yo, like, why is this three niggas? Where's the fourth one at? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, but I think it was rumors going around. The rumor will, start spinning out of control. I respect Trey. With his tweet, with his post. Talking about he taking time to step away from wrestling.
Right.
To clear his head. Get his mind right. Get it. Get himself right. You know what I mean? And I think it gives time for the controversy. For his past actions that he said and done. Let that fall to the side a little bit. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And at the end of the day, unfortunately, it was a Warner Brothers decision. That I was hearing through the rumor wells and through the wrestling dirt sheets. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You
I,
know,
I read the same thing that it was, a higher up decision that got him released, but I just wanted to speak on it real quick because I just didn't feel like it was a total really understanding of that. Like you sign a kid who just left TNA, who's in one of the biggest, most popular factions in pro wrestling right now, and got the opportunity to be bigger, and you just fucked that up due to some old shit. So it's like, hey, anything can happen in pro wrestling.
yeah, man. It's kind of the irony. You got people like Tessa Blanchard, that was given a second chance, but your boy from the Rascals, wasn't given a second chance.
But
You
we
know what I
gotta
mean?
remember, it took Tessa Blanchard like 6 years before she got that second chance.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got,
It took her some time.
yeah, sometimes, in this new social media day and age, you gotta watch what you say and watch how you say
Yeah.
it sometimes, especially if you in that public life. You know what I mean? So, hey, at the end of the day, God bless Trey. You know what I mean? God bless the Rascals and their new success in AEW.
Hmm.
We probably go see the homie down the line. But at this time, hey, homie gotta lay low for now. Till the buzz, rolls over.
Yeah. So yeah, man. I mean, shit. At this point, man, we really just gotta keep our eyes open and glued to the screen, YouTube, or whatever you watching your wrestling shows on, because it's like Dutch Mantel said, man. There's so much wrestling to watch right now, so much wrestling to keep up with. It's damn near insane to even try to think that you're gonna keep up with it all.
For real. You know what? And speaking of TNA, I forgot to bring this up earlier with the AJ Styles retirement. I felt that AJ Styles should be retired at the Rumble in his final year in wrestling. He has to end it in TNA.
I mean, that would be cool, but I think him going to TNA on their first episode is what pretty much highlighted that for him. So I don't really think it's gonna be done again.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, if I'm being the perfect booker right now, I feel like, the relationship you got established with TNA and WWE, that's a great partnership, especially for like you just said for the AMC, network debut and premiere and all that, and moving forward, to establish TNA as a dominant type of brand, on network television, having a caliber legend athlete like a AJ Styles, someone who was one of the TNA originals, that kept TNA afloat all them years and then decided to venture off and build his career to legendary status, being in the New Japan, going to WWE for 10, going on 10 plus years now. And I think it'd be a bit befitting end to his career. The fact that he said himself he was gonna hang up the boots by the end of 2026. I think it'll be befitting. Him returning to TNA, not just in the like guest appearance capacity. Speaking on the promos that he done the few times that he did, but him showing up to TNA in a performer capacity. I think that'll do big numbers for TNA.
I
Him with
mean,
Trump.
he already showed up in TNA though, little bro. Like, I feel your theory, but it's over with that. His next and last match is with Gunther.
I ain't gonna lie.
I
I
ain't
feel
trying to,
like
kid spoil your dreams and kill your wishes. I really ain't. But it's like I hear your theory, but it's like in order for him to do that, you know what I'm saying? He got to make whole new arrangements. And for him to bark about retiring all these years at this time and want to be back home with his family is like the whole reason he went back to TNA for the first episode was to say goodbye. You know what I mean? Because why would you be putting your career on the line a few weeks later or a week later? You know what I'm saying? A few weeks later, whatever the case may be, within the same month. And not to mention, January might be the longest month of the year so far. Like this shit needs to be over with. I'm tired of January. But making a long story short, I just I can't see that neither because AJ already went over there and showed his face. He already pretty much went over there. You know what I'm saying? Did his walkthrough and pretty much bounced out. Now he's preparing for his outing. But I don't, in this weird ass way, it's too predictable to see AJ losing again. So I don't think AJ gonna lose to Gunther at the Royal Rumble. This situation might happen again, and it might happen at Mania because I don't think it's gonna happen at Elimination Chamber. You know what I mean? And I don't think Gunther's gonna face anybody for the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE Championship at Mania, and neither is AJ. So I think this is a storyline that's just helping them prolong the engagement with their program that they're gonna do at WrestleMania this year.
right, right. Is speaking of appearances, when is Chris Jericho officially gonna return,
Oh my gosh. I don't even want to speak on that. But I
man?
will speak on this. Who the fuck was on that phone talking to Adam Pierce? That's what I want to know. Who the fuck was on that phone, man? Because a lot of people saying this is Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. Like, 50 for, 50-50, you know what I'm saying? Steiner, man, if it's basically, you know what I'm saying? My nephew is not the average. He's a genetic freak. And he needs to come off suspension. I'm going to come up there and choke the shit out of you.
Hey, you know who else it could have been? It could have been the final boss.
Oh my gosh, not the final boss.
Hey man, shout out to the final boss. You know, he got no Oscar nominations this year.
I
It
mean,
was
he
just
did get
enough.
nominated. He did get nominated for an award. It might have not been an Oscar, but he did get nominated for some shit. Though I did hear about that.
You know what I mean? So reeling from the Oscars, he may pop up. You know, be that one that was on the phone call. You know, looking at Adam Pearce, like, you know what we doing. You know, you can't be putting your hands on talent when you get mad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can't be snatching brass knuckles off of talent. You know, if they want to get disqualified, let them get disqualified.
Hey man, you got
You know,
MJF talking about he's in the same stature of Buddy Rogers. He's in the same stature of Ric Flair, and he's in the same stature of Hardy Race. What you got to say about that?
mm, that's a deep thing to think about. I think in a few years, hey, I must say, I think in a few years, you probably could make that argument. I think you could possibly make that argument. I feel like in this current generation of pro wrestling, MJF is probably the most popular pro wrestling athlete. You know, across all brands, across the WWE, across the TNA, across the AEW. You know, consistently for like the past like 5 to 6 years, MJF
Yeah,
has found a way to stay in the echelon as most talked about pro wrestling athlete.
yeah, but he's full of shit. He ain't in the same stature as Hardy Race, Buddy Rogers, and Ric Flair. He's full of shit.
You know,
He ain't even 30 yet.
I think in the status of like when it comes to names, he might be. Hey, he might be the as far as our generation. You know, I can't account for the generations that experienced a Harley Race or a Buddy Rogers or a Ric Flair, but I think in this current generation, people are gonna be talking about MJF more and more, and the fact that
Yeah, it can happen. I definitely love MJF. I'm a big fan of his work. I love him on the microphone, respectfully. And I think he's a great wrestler. He reminds me of Tully Blanchard. You know what I'm saying? You really do get down, you know how to thump on that bell ring. But
and act
Buddy
and
Rogers and Harley Race and Ric Flair, that's biting off way more than you can chew.
And mainstream wise, he got that appeal. He was in whatchamacallit, the Iron Claw. Shout out to the Von Erich.
Oh
God
man,
bless the
he
Von
wasn't
Erich
even a
family.
real Von Erich for crying out loud. He was Lance.
Hey, but hey, the fact that he
He
was
was
in
Lance. He
the
was
he
Lance, bro. I don't want to hear that shit. He was Lance Von Erich. Nobody cares about Lance Von Erich. The Von Erichs don't even care about Lance Von Erich.
he was in two big
Come
motion
on,
pictures, man.
man.
He was in something serious like the
He was
Iron
Happy
Claw.
Gilmore's oldest son, bro. Don't nobody give a fuck. And he barely even spoke in that shit.
Hey, he got hey he got the juice right now, man. He got the pro
Yeah,
wrestling juice.
that nigga's thirsty. You
He
know, as
got
soon
the
as as soon as Brody King got in the ring, he was about to run like a little bitch. Same way Drew did when he seen Jacob Fatu. You know what I
hey
mean?
hey
Like,
hey man. Any grown man that barks like a dog in the street, I'm gonna walk away from that man.
hey, I feel you on that. That's true.
Hey,
Like,
if Brody K came up on me all aggressive and started barking like a wolf, you know what I'm saying? Like I probably would have skedaddled too. Like, hey
and
man,
fuck that. I'm Arn Anderson. I'm pulling the clock. You dig that? Shit, but on some other shit though, what's next for CM Punk, bro? Because I can't even predict his match at Mania at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck they gonna do with Punk? Like right now, the WrestleMania card is just, it's definitely like, it's in limbo, man. I don't know what the fuck they gonna do or how they gonna do it. Like, I could see the triple threat match possibly between Jacob Fatu, Drew, and Cody, but I can't see nothing else.
right, right. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, my wildest, my fantasy prediction.
Oh my gosh, that's how I know it's the end of the show. I know we at the end of the show, man. I guess we ain't gonna really see nothing filter out to the elimination chamber. You know what I mean? But you go ahead and do as you wish, real quick. You enjoy. That's how I know we are at the end of the show, man. Live from the Nosebleeds. General Manager Piff, the franchise, MD Dollar Sign, the Black Ted DiBiase. We love y'all. You know what I'm saying? And you go ahead. You go ahead, brother. My little brother, I love you dearly. You go ahead and
you
you
know,
speak your
my,
theory. You speak your mind.
about my fantasy booking. I wouldn't be surprised, bro, if Gunther be the one that faces CM Punk at WrestleMania. I
Mm.
mean, if he does what I think he's gonna do, which I think I'm for sure he's gonna do, he's gonna choke out AJ Styles and make AJ Styles hang up his boots. You
Mm,
know,
mm,
you,
mm.
you think about what I want to have the audience members really reminisce on was that Monday Night Raw when Gunther first came back after he retired John Cena. Who was some of the people that rolled up on Gunther? You had people like AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, and who else? C.
Sammy Punk. Oh, yeah.
No,
Never mind. Go ahead. I thought it was gonna get worse.
Nah, it was CM Punk.
I stand corrected. Fair enough, Mr. Phillip Brooks.
And the
One
fact
Bill
that
Phil.
And if you think about it, Gunther never got his world title rematch after CM Punk beat him at SummerSlam.
No, he
So,
didn't.
you look at the story of Gunther, after that loss at SummerSlam, he goes to the John Cena tournament, retires CM Punk's greatest rival being in John Cena. You know what I mean? CM Punk couldn't be seen on his final retirement tour, but Gunther
No, he
did.
couldn't.
You know what I mean? So, and the fact that he retired John Cena, and he's going to retire probably the second, greatest wrestler, and as far as rivals, CM Punk rivals being in AJ Styles, you know what I'm saying? That's going to put Gunther in that spotlight of like, okay, I done retired both who's considered the greatest in this modern era, than John Cena and AJ Styles. That there's only one way for him to go. He might end up winning the chamber, in Chicago, and end up beefing with CM Punk going into Mania. I feel like
I could see that
yeah, man. I feel
because that
hey,
match they had at SummerSlam was undeniable. So I could
mhm.
definitely see that. You know what I mean? I could definitely see that, no doubt. And if anything, I would like to see Gunther retire CM Punk. And I do want to apologize to you, little bro. Even though I know we're leading toward the end of the show, I do want to say I'm sorry because I just knew you was gonna bring up Sammy Punk ass Zane, and I got more respect for him when he was El Generico. At least he knew he was generic, you know, a generic wrestler under a mask. But hey, just listen. I was thinking about what Don Callis said on AEW Dynamite when he was talking about, the best Canadian wrestlers in the world, when Josh and Kenny was going at it. And I was like, well, shit, I'm pretty sure Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens is in that argument. But then I had to think about it. I was like, why would Sami Zayn be in that argument? It's more like Kevin Owens, and saying that to say, I didn't
Speaking,
even give him consideration of being one of the greatest Canadian wrestlers.
when speaking of Sami Zayn, we totally forgot about Saturday night's main event. We totally forgot about Saturday night's main event. It's Saturday, so
Yeah,
that
we
fatal
definitely did. I know I
that
did for sure.
that fatal four way. You got Randy Orton. You got Tricky Willie, Trick
Trick Willie,
Williams.
man. Trick Willie, man.
You know what I'm saying? You got Sami Zayn, and I forgot who the fourth man. Oh, Damian Priest.
Yeah, Damian Priest, man. I
Damn,
think Trick Willie gonna win.
you think Trick Willie gonna win? He
I
gonna
think
face
Trick Willie gonna win.
he gonna face Drew at the Rumble.
I think Trick gonna win.
Hey, we
They,
could
they, I
see that.
think they trying. I think they trying to switch it up right now, man.
We could see that. Another pick I was
They did
thinking.
say they was gonna give black wrestlers a push.
If it, as far as booking sense, it'd be interesting to see Damian Priest get a title shot against Drew McIntyre because people forget the last time Drew and Damian Priest faced off, they was in a cage match at Saturday night's main event,
I can see that, but I don't want to see that because I was tired of that rivalry when it was going on. To be honest with you,
right?
but I can see it though.
And Damian Priest winning an ambulance match against probably considerably one of the top stars of SmackDown. Being Aleister Black. I think it'll be a weird thing for him to win the ambulance match but can't get a number one contenders match. You
Man,
know
as
what I'm
much as I
saying?
love Aleister Black, he's not a top star in SmackDown. He's a top mid Carter, and the reason
Mm,
why I say that is because that's how they book him. But Damien could win. It would look good. Storyline there. Sammy could win. It looked good. Storyline there. Definitely. I mean, everybody's pick really is Sammy because Drew told Sammy in his face, "Look, I done beat you 10 times. You ain't never beat me." So
mm,
if Sammy win this fatal four way, I wouldn't be surprised. That's why I'm picking Trick Willie to win because I'm pretty sure everybody's picking Sammy to win here. And then Randy Orton might be the underdog, but it's like respectfully, Randy Orton had the belt like 14, 15 times, and I'm saying that exaggeratingly. I know he held it 14 times. I
right.
don't think he need to hold the championship anymore no time soon right now because there's other guys that's really that deserves that opportunity. And if
Right.
WWE really want to switch it up and take it out the Vince era, they would definitely pull the trigger on Trick Willie. We
Hey,
don't expect Trick Willie to beat Drew McIntyre for the championship, but for him to compete at it, he was just TNA champion. He a two-time NXT champion. Come on with it, give him the run. He was more successful than Sami Zayn.
it's
Let's
funny when
talk about it.
let's talk. It's funny you was bringing up Randy Orton. So I'm like, so you think Triple H views him as an attraction the way he views Roman Reigns as an attraction? He
I
don't need the
mean,
world title.
and Roman walked up to TKO and said, "What is this old motherfucker talking about, man? Look, I need a belt. Y'all pick one. I don't give a fuck which one. If y'all want me around, I need one of them titles." And Tripp's looking at him like, "No, you're my new Undertaker. You don't need a title. You're going to start a streak at Mania, and you're never going to lose. You're going to show up in the hat and the robe, and the lights are going to go out." When Roman was like, "Hold on, wait a minute. Somebody already did that stick, man. I'm about to leave and go to AEW and be Big Joe. I ain't got time for this shit. I'm calling Mox. Let Seth do whatever the fuck he want. All of a sudden, I want a belt. You looking at me like I'm crazy. Fuck wrong with you? I'm the big dog. I'm the tribal chief."
Speaking of Big Dog, the elephant in the room, man, your boy LA Knight, man. We was talking about it earlier, man. Your boy LA Knight
That's who I want to see win the Royal Rumble and go to Mania because I would like him to main event against CM Punk. I think that
mm,
storyline will work because CM Punk said he's the guy that's never won it. You know what I
mm,
mean? So I think LA Knight would definitely, definitely, definitely be a great pick for the Rumble.
if they really want to cook with something. If they really want to cook with something, LA Knight would be a great choice to
Hey,
win the
so
Rumble.
who you think Jacob and who you think gonna win out of Jacob and Cody?
I think it's probably gonna be like a no contest type of thing. I think your boy Drew McIntyre will come in, Claymore, both them boys.
Yeah, keep them both looking strong.
hmm I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a triple threat, on a SmackDown down the line in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
I
they
would.
need to keep that for Mania. Fuck a SmackDown. We seen enough pay per view PLE main events on SmackDowns and Raws. Please and thank you.
Unless they go insert themselves in Sami Zayn, I wouldn't say Sami Zayn or whoever's the number one contender after Saturday night's main event.
Well, you
You know,
definitely did say Sami Zayn.
hey,
Not to
so
cut you off. But on that note, man, we are reaching the time limit here,
yes, sir.
Um, you know, I do want to say, live for the nosebleeds, we are your hosts. MD Dollar Sign, the Black Ted DiBiase, the franchise, Tyree Ritchie, and your boy, General Manager, Pitted It If. You feel me? What we on right now? Episode 5?
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of this bad boy, my little brother?
Whew, episode 5. What do we call it? Shoot, that's a good question. I'm gonna call it. Shoot, I ain't gonna lie. The straight edge versus the
Oh, man. Straight edge versus the pothead. Oh, yeah, and before we get out of here, I do want to highlight a little bit of that Don Callis and Death Riders beef.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to highlight that a little bit more. Like we were saying earlier, they could have had some bigger stars in that shit, man. I hope they keep that ball rolling right there. They can make that shit pretty big because the next blood and guts could be between those two factions.
facts. The fact that
And that,
there was no Cal Fletcher and no Okada, no Takeshita. The fact that the Death Riders were struggling with the members they was facing on Wednesday.
mm-hmm.
Whew, whew. They really don't want to see about no Okada and Takeshita and
Yeah, and
Fletcher.
Cal, yeah,
You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? Let them three boys be a tag team unit against the Death Riders. Whew.
Hell
Hey.
yeah, man. Shouts out to Marina Shafir. She need to put me in that mother's milk as long as she don't tell Roddy Strong. And shout out to the timeless love bombs. I need Marina. What's her name? Mina Shawakawa. I always mispronounce her name, but I love that woman, and I wish I could meet her and have a conversation with her and learn her language and take her out to eat. And shout out to the timeless love bombs, And I know they always looking at Willow. Willow is fine. She is beautiful. She's bad. But damn it, I've been looking at Harley Cameron lately. Winking my eye at you, baby. I holla.
Hey, hey. She wrestling focused right now.
Hey, and on another note, we live from the nosebleeds, baby, with the printer advisory sticker on the artwork. Come check us
Yes,
out. We
sir.
like that over here.
Yes, sir. Salute.
Salute.